Hi, ladies. My name is Rachel. I'm currently 35 weeks pregnant with my first. When I got my anatomy scan at 20 weeks, I was told I had a low-lying placenta. It was about 4 centimeters away from my cervix. My OB at the time told me not to exercise or have intercourse for a month until they did another scan to make sure it moved out of the way. They also told me there was a chance the placenta could detach and then cover my cervix. I was obviously super scared and worried because I knew that placenta previa meant a C-section delivery. At the following scan, it had moved up out of the way. But my question is, can the placenta actually detach and cover the cervix, or was that just bad information from my OB? I have luckily since transferred to midwifery care. I actually transferred pretty late at 29 weeks, and I'm planning a home birth now. Your podcast and working with my midwife and doula have honestly changed my life, and I'm so excited to give birth now. Thank you for all you do. You're truly making such an impact in people's lives. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you for all those nice words. That, Katricia, I
Scare
can't.
tactic.
I can't.
Major,
The
massive scare
placenta
tactic.
can detach and then
Okay,
reattach over the, and then
if your
reattach over the
placenta
cervix.
detaches, you're in trouble, right? If your
Of
placenta
course.
detaches, that's not a good thing. I mean, sometimes a very tiny, small, partial separation will mend itself, but it's not going to detach and move 4 centimeters down and cover your cervix.
And
That
float
is
around with the
absolute
baby
fear.
and cover the
You
cervix.
can't do that.
Floating around. Of
No.
course not. I mean, you wonder if these providers who would make such a thing, if they know how any of this works. Like
I think
where do
that they
they just
do. I think that they just are saying things to scare women to get them to, hurry up and get out of their office or I don't know. I
if the
don't really know why.
placenta can detach?
But
Obviously, that's a crisis, a life or death crisis. This reminds me of
and
when
4 centimeters isn't even very close to the cervix at all. I mean, that shouldn't even really be brought to a woman's attention. That should just be
well,
like,
there's a trend right now. I'm sure you
yes,
know that women
of
are,
course.
a very big percentage of women are being told they have placenta previa, and it scares the hell out of them the first 6, 7 months of their pregnancies, brings them in for extra ultrasounds. They're scared to even sign up for a childbirth class sometimes because they think they're going to have a C-section. So what really gets me with placenta previa is, they tell women at let's say like 16, 17, 18 weeks, they have placenta previa. And then they're like, let's check again in 2 or 4 weeks. How about checking at 35 weeks? How about checking when the belly actually goes from like growing, growing, growing to just huge, like massive change week? Anyway, it
Yeah, what's the
reminds
point?
me,
You're not going to do anything about it at 20 weeks. You're not going to do anything about it 3 weeks later. It doesn't.
it's conditioning her and it's saying, just in case, let's get that C-section down. And it reminds me of, and I'm sure you remember this, but when one of my hypnobirthing couples years ago was told, they asked about delayed cord clamping, and the doctor said, what do you mean wait for it to stop pulsating? It doesn't stop pulsating. If it stops pulsating, it means the baby died. Right?
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
that ignorance, or is that doctor just that
I don't know. It's
horrible,
hard to.
unethical?
It's
No,
really
nothing is
hard to
forgivable.
understand.
There's no path to forgiving that provider. So they left
Yeah.
him, and they should have. There's no path for that being okay. Either he was ignorant or he was criminal.
Also, this doctor's advice to what did he say? Don't have sex, don't
They
exercise.
love saying that. I think it's a power move. Don't have sex, I think is a
Yeah, I
major
mean,
power move.
it must be
Yeah.
because that is not evidence-based. Just like, women were put on bed rest when they had bleeding and that didn't turn out to be helpful. You have your placenta is 4 centimeters from your cervix. It's not even significant.
I have had a couple of hypnobirthing clients share with me that doctors told them to not have sex the entire pregnancy. Can you believe that? It's
Wow.
such a power move. Like, you have the nerve to tell a couple when they can and cannot have sex. Like, get out of their bedroom. Obviously, if there was like something major going on, like an
Yeah,
infection
if
or
there was
bleeding,
a true reason, fine. If there was actually a medical indication to not, but generally that's not the case.
right?
I'm glad she changed providers. That's all I can say.